Hi, Jonathan York from Bay Financial Partners, looking at investment markets. Still very interesting times out there. You obviously got earnings season going through in the US. Big reporting today will be Apple. It's just going to be very interesting to see how those sort of results come through. Certainly the shares traded up on the sort of close on Monday, in expectations of sort of maybe slightly better earnings. But interesting. A lot of the analysts have been concerned about iPhone sales, and that's really still quite a big part of Apple's earnings. So it's just going to be very interesting to see how it sort of plays through. Also, as well, it's going to be interesting to see what comes out with the money they're bringing back from offshore. That's in excess of $100 billion. Again, a little bit of talk about potential share buybacks, which is obviously pretty good for shareholders. It bumps up the price a little bit and obviously gives back a little bit of sort of capital as well. Also, as well, quite interesting times in terms of interest rates in the US and yields. The 10-year has hit that magical 3%, and it's just going to be interesting to see now how it sort of plays through. Also, as well, the market is getting sort of used to the idea that potentially we will see 4 rate hikes from the Fed this year. We've already seen one in March. And if you sort of look at it, maybe one every 3 months, so one in June, one in September, one in December. But overall, certainly earnings have been pretty good in the US. About 70% have been better than sort of estimates. But still, the market has sort of struggled to sort of move forward. And, there is a lot of nervousness out there. And so, with the 10-year sort of hitting 3%, again, few little jitters out there. But certainly, a lot of the big corps, reported some pretty decent earnings. Now, on the back of that, obviously, the US economy is still pretty strong. You're going to have the tax reforms kicking in now in the next sort of couple of months as well. So, potentially, certainly for the next sort of 6 to 9 months, the US economy still looks in pretty good shape. Geopolitical tensions obviously eased dramatically as well. Historic meeting between North and South Korea, talking about neutralizing the demilitarized zone in between the two countries. North Korea has sort of come up as well with aligning its time with the same time as South Korea as well. Really there does seem to be a big sort of momentum going forward now to try and get peace in that region, which is obviously pretty positive. And potentially as well for some of the big US corps as well, there could be substantial sort of earnings benefits going forward out there as well. And that's going to be very interesting to see how that sort of plays through. Obviously, President Trump has, put his hand up and said, that's a lot of my doing. I was responsible for a lot of that. And it's just going to be interesting to see how it sort of plays through in terms of the midterms coming up in the US. If that is seen as a major, sort of influence, and there is peace in Korea, and, a lot of it is attributed to Trump, Republicans come back in the polls, and do reasonably well in the midterms, then potentially, he could sort of be looking for some pretty reasonable gains over the next sort of 2 years of his presidency, and obviously the 2020 election. Oil is still sort of holding, sort of high 60s on WTI, above 70 on Brent. And again, we seem to be entering a new sort of trading range now, sort of low end of that is sort of 60, high end on WTI, sort of just above 70. potentially could be 75. Also quite interesting to see the dollar strength as well. It's sort of really pushed on in the last sort of couple of months now, and it's really looking to sort of build on this sort of plateau now and look to try and trade a little bit higher. And obviously on the back of the interest rate differential, there seems reasonable grounds for that to happen. Here in New Zealand, obviously we've got the Fletcher Building capital raising, substantial discount to where the shares are trading. If you're unsure what to do on that, call us on 0800 867 323. Also as well, really good time to be checking those KiwiSaver balances just to make sure you've made enough contributions to get that maximum tax credit. Again, if you're unsure on what those numbers are, call us on 0800 867 323 or go to the website www.bayfinancialpartners.co.nz. If you are looking to discuss what income options are available here in New Zealand, there are plenty of options available out there. Then call us on 0800 867 323 or go to the website www.bayfinancialpartners.co.nz for lots of interesting articles. We look forward to speaking to you soon.